United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the December 8th, 2014 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer. I currently serve as chair of the commission and represent District 3 alongside Commissioner Kevin Cook, who serves as vice chair, represents District 2, and Commissioner Shelley Bueller, who represents District 1. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
First item, please.
First item is item 3, consent agenda.
Questions or comments about the consent agenda?
I have none.
I have none. Move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda as presented by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk. Number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning we have vouchers that total $1,036,112.44. The highlights are the payroll for our employees, district court payments for jurors, payments to the local hospitals for the Department of Corrections for care of inmates that exceed the Horizon Health Care, holding accounts with the state of Kansas, and health insurance payments for Blue Cross Blue Shield. I don't see any issues, and I would move for their approval.
I don't either. Second.
Motion made to approve the vouchers as presented by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item A2, consider correction orders. Move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the correction orders by Commissioner Bueller and seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item A3, consider approval of resolutions number 2014-108 and 2014-109, authorizing cereal malt beverage license for Viking Express, located at 4700 Northwest Hunter Ridge Circle, and the Lake Shawnee Golf Management DBA Forbes Golf Course, located at 700 Cape Heart Road, including Sunday sales. This is the normal cereal malt beverage license for these two locations, and they have gone through all of the correct protocol, counselor's office, the KBI, township. They have had health inspections, and there are no delinquent taxes.
Excellent. I'll make a motion to approve the resolutions.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer and seconded by Commissioner Cook to approve the resolutions. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item B, District Court. Number 1, consider request to waive the purchasing resolution and purchase sole source a reader printer at $13,370 and authorization and execution of contract C 442-2014 with Imaging Office Systems, Inc. for same.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Sarah Mays. I'm the Director of Court Services, and I'm here, as she stated, to request permission to purchase a new microfilm scanner. The one we have was purchased in September of 1994. The one prior to that was here when I came in the late 70s. So we're on a 20-year cycle, so it's about time. The one we're looking at, the Registrar of Deeds has, I think, 2 of them, and the clerk of the district court has 1. The problem is we have file cabinets full of microfilm and microfiche that have degraded, starting to degrade. Our current printer, we can look at it, but we can't make it lighter or darker or focus it anymore on the old ones. The new one would enable us to continue to use that. And occasionally we need to get in and look at old court documents and reports and things. So that's why we're here. We're requesting that it become a sole source. It's because there are 2 companies in this region that sells those. The company we're looking at is the one that has our territory. So even if we did a bid, the other company would not bid on it because they have an agreement not to do that. So I'm available for any questions.
I will note that the financial administrator has signed off on this contract, and so I'll make a motion to approve the contract as presented and see you again in 20 years.
No. Probably not.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer to approve the contract as presented, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries
Thank
3
you.
to 0. Thank you, Sarah. Next item.
Item C, planning. Number 1, consider acceptance of public dedications for the final plat of Shawnee Heights United Methodist Church subdivision.
Barry Beagles, Shawnee County Planning Department. The proposed plat before you is to establish a two-lot subdivision to accommodate the sale of a house on the property that was formerly occupied as a parsonage to accommodate its separate sale from the church. This request appeared before the Planning Commission November 10th and was unanimously recommended for approval. The plat now appears before you to accept public dedications appearing on the plat.
Questions or comments for Mr. Beagle?
Looks like it's gone through all the process with the planning board. I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3 to 0. Next item.
Item D, Public Works Solid Waste. Number 1, consider approval of request to award the bid for household hazardous waste services to Clean Harbors Environmental of Lenexa, Kansas, at an approximate cost of $50,000 to $60,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Block with Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a solid waste item. As you're aware, we operate that household hazardous waste facility where we collect household hazardous waste free of charge for county residents. We have our contract, our agreement with the current provider who hauls all these wastes away for us is ending. So we went out for requests for proposals to renew those services. We received 6 different proposals. Myself and my staff reviewed these proposals in quite a bit of detail. We essentially initially narrowed it down to 3, or narrow listed it down to 3, which were Clean Harbors Environmental, Heritage Environmental, and Rhineco Environmental, and then we did a more thorough comparison between those 3, and it is our opinion based on contractor qualifications and their technical proposal, their cost, and their subcontractors and waste management facilities that they have and use, that our recommendation is to award the bid to Clean Harbors. And those primarily are based on really the cost between the 3. They are not the lowest, but they were all within, when we compared them to what we actually had taken off the last years. Each of the 3 companies were within $85 of each other, so essentially they were at a wash. And Clean Harbors is based out of Lenexa, which they are very accessible. They have excellent references, excellent training. We just felt it was the best bid of the 6. So it is our recommendation that we go with Clean Harbors, and this contract would be for a period of 2 years with the possibility, if both entities were agreeable, to extend it on a year basis, I think for 3 additional years. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Questions from Mr. Block?
I have none.
Motion to approve the award to the contract for household hazardous waste to Clean Harbors Environments of Lenexa, Kansas.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3 to 0. Next item, please.
Item D2, consider approval of a project budget of $53,000 to furnish and install a truss fabric roofing system for the new salt storage building being constructed at the District Number 2 shop.
Commissioners, as mentioned, our District 2 road maintenance facility, which is located in the town of Auburn, is our newest facility, and at that time, there was no salt shed that was constructed on that facility. We've been utilizing the one from our old facility that is on Auburn Road. That facility is becoming very deteriorated and actually very small for the amount of salt that we need to store. So we would like to construct a new salt shed on our new facility that will benefit us in several ways. One, we will make it such a size that we will be able to have additional storage. In the recent years, getting salt delivered on time when you need it has been difficult at times because seems to be, I don't know if it's less suppliers or more demand or something like that, but this would allow us to store quite a bit more than we currently have the ability to in the southwest part of the county, but it would also provide us a little bit additional storage for other parts of the county if we needed it. And secondly, this would allow us to then clean up our old District 2 shop and hopefully dispose of that property because the buildings and the facilities there which haven't been used for many years now, are really, I guess, shown their age and their wear. So what we would like to do is our crews would build the asphalt pad and install the large concrete blocks for the wall foundation, about 4 feet high or so. And then what this is asking then is to go out for bid and take bids for the roofing system. Now, if you've seen any of those, but they're kind of like a tarp. They look like a tarp. Several road maintenance facilities have them. KDOT has them. A lot of townships have them. But they're rather inexpensive, relatively speaking, compared to a solid structure. I mean, and they will be professionally designed by a structural engineer, so they should meet all wind loads and snow loads and things like that. It is our estimate. We believe it's going to cost, we said, around $53,000 to have the roofing system designed and installed. We would intend to take this out of our road maintenance budget, which we are capable of doing without any detrimental impacts. So if there's any questions, we'd like to proceed with this request.
Is this a durable?
Yes, it is. It is.
What's the life typically, Tom, of this
Well,
material?
I guess it's hard for me to say because these are fairly, I don't want to say fairly new, I guess I can't really say, but I think they've been around, I'd say at least, I think they've been 10, 20 years, I guess.
Okay.
So as far as the life is concerned, I would think they'd be in the 30 to 40 year range.
Okay.
50, I mean, that would be my guess, but that's just my best estimate.
Okay. Other questions for Mr. Block?
Commissioner from A.
Mr. Cook?
Tom, what is the action you're requesting today? Are you asking the court, or asking the commission to establish the budget for the project, or are you asking the commission to approve a request for bids to put on the roof? I'm a little bit
Well,
unclear.
actually both, I guess, to clarify. I don't know if that's spelled out, but we would like to establish that budget for the roofing system and go out for bids, to acquire bids, to then have it installed.
So the ultimate cost may be less than $53,000 by the time you've gone out for bid, or maybe more than $53,000 depending on what bids you get back.
Correct.
And the cost of design and construction.
Right. Now, the manufacturer and the installer of the roofing system does the design, so that's all included. So we won't hire a separate engineer to do any design. The manufacturer provides the stamped and sealed roofing system design. So this is, but you're correct, it could be more or less depending on the bids for the roofing system. Now, we will, like I said, with our own forces, would install or construct concrete, or not concrete, but probably asphalt pad, and then buy some blocks. So there's cost for the overall project beyond just the roofing system. I think that adds like another, I don't know, 15 to 20,000 for the whole project, but this is just for the roofing system.
Okay, so the
'Cause the other part-
$53,000 is for the
For the
roofing itself.
Yes.
So it'd be better that we then pass this as a motion to a request for proposal or request for bid for the roofing system for this new salt shed,
Without an amount.
without an amount.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I concur with
So-
Commissioner Cook.
Then my motion is to submit request for bid for the establishment of a roof for a new salt shed located in the Auburn division.
And I'll second,
Yes.
might just add, Tom, I know this has been on your list of things to do for a while. This is the first step in order to see about what we can do with that old site, that
Mhm.
shop site, whether we need to sell it or, et cetera, but this is the first step
That's
to,
correct.
to get it done, so, second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item D3, consider change order number 2, reflecting a decrease of $120,563.99 in the Northwest 46th and Rochester Road intersection project.
Commissioners, Tom Block again with Public Works and Solid Waste. This is the Public Works item. I want to make sure this is clear. This is the final change order, and this is what reflects what actual final quantities were for that project. The decrease amount of 120,000 plus is what our final costs were compared to the bid price. So that reflects when you add up all the change orders, or this is only the second one. But this actual change order, our first change order was a decrease of 160,000. This actual change order, after we've finalized all the quantities, is an increase to that then of 39,000 for the total of the two change orders of a decrease of 120,000. I didn't want to make sure it's not thought that this change order is a decrease of 120,000. The final price is 120,000 less than what was bid.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But it's our recommendation that this change order be approved, and then that will finalize out that project.
Is this sales tax or property tax driven?
This is the project in 46th Street where we took two projects. We took one that was sales tax project and one that was, I guess, a use of federal funds and I guess property tax funds. We put those two projects together. The first half at 46th and Topeka Boulevard, that was 100% sales tax. This half of the project is the federal funds and I guess property tax funds.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Questions or comments for Mr. Block on this?
Motion to approve the change order final.
Second.
Motion made to approve the change order by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item D4, consider approval of a sole source repair to the transmission of a tractor at a cost of $12,716.
Commissioners, Tom Block again. Again, this is a Public Works item. As mentioned in the memo and on the sole source request form, we had a tractor that had its transmission go out. We evaluated the tractor, and the body of the tractor and everything else along with the tractor seems to be in good condition. So in lieu of replacing the tractor as a whole, which we would anticipate would cost $90,000 to $100,000, we believe it would be in our best interest to go ahead and just have the transmission repaired at the cost there of $12,716. So if there's any questions, and it would have to be sole source with Can Equip because they are the local representative for the New Holland tractor, which this is. So if there's any questions regarding that, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
I'll make a motion to approve the sole source repair as presented to the commission.
I'll second, but I do ask, Tom, was this outside of any warranty or manufacturer's?
Yes, this tractor is fairly aged, but the body and everything else is still in pretty good condition.
So my second stands.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer and seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item D5, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 443-2014 with Monmouth Township to create and fill a township road maintenance position and backfill any resulting subsequent openings.
Commissioners, Tom Block again with Public Works and Solid Waste. This also is a Public Works item. To give you a little background, as you're aware, Shawnee County Public Works maintains road systems for two different townships in the county. One is Monmouth and one is Grove. Monmouth is located in the southeast part of the county, and they have about 80 miles of roads in their system. What that has done, I guess, is when you add 80 miles of additional roadway to a road district crew in one area, it puts a lot of additional, I guess, pressure and responsibility to keep those roads maintained, particularly when it comes to like snow removal. That's a lot of mileage for the same amount of people that we have in other parts of the county and in the district, or I mean in the different districts of the county. In years past, here, we believe we've got our system down to be pretty efficient in how we have been able to do the work for the township. So by that, we have not, I guess we have quite a few excess funds in the township's road account to put towards more maintenance on their roads. The items where we've had trouble getting to are your typical general maintenance items like mowing and road grading of their gravel roads, getting to their snow removal right away, because the way we do it now is we hit the county road system roads first, and then when we are done with our roads, then we go back and start on the township's roads. The township, so we've been having some discussions with the township and how can we get to these general items that are ongoing on a year, all throughout the year, on a more timely basis for them, and we came to the conclusion that if we could have a person that's dedicated to working on township maintenance items year-round, 100% of the time, it would really not only help them out, but also help ourselves out, because then we're not taking away from our county staff that is used to maintain county roads. And the way we do it now is whenever we have county staff working on a township road, we charge them all labor, equipment, and materials for that work. What doesn't happen is when that person is, or these people, whatever staff it is sick or on vacation or any things like that, they are not charged. The county absorbs all those costs. By doing this, if we were able to, if we're approved to add another position to that district, we would dedicate that particular person 100% to township road maintenance, in which township has agreed that they would pay. So when that person takes vacation or sick, they are going to pay those costs as well. In my opinion, it's really truly is a win-win situation for them and for us. And there will always be items, for instance, when we go and we chip seal some of the roads, we're still going to have to supplement and use our own staff as we currently do, and would charge them for that staff and for any equipment we use and for any materials we use. But this would dedicate a person to doing the more general maintenance items year-round on behalf of the township. So we've been having discussions like this for, probably been close to a year, trying to figure out exactly how to do it. So really, we're not going to do anything differently than we currently are doing. It just adds another person there, but yet they pay for its entire cost, that person's entire cost. We would fill this position under our normal bargaining unit requirements. So we would fill it as we normally would. This person would be a county employee. So township board members or township residents would have no direction of what that person does. That direction would come solely through our road maintenance supervisory staff. We will sure listen to them if they have requests, but that communication will go from the township board to our road supervisory staff, then to that person, just to keep that communication and chain of command in line. So, again, we don't really know necessarily what these costs will be, because as we fill the position, it's going to be filled according to our bargaining unit requirements. So the range in salary could be anywhere from $32,604 all the way up to $65,573, depending on which person actually fills that position. But the entire cost of that position would be funded from the Monmouth Township Road Maintenance Fund and not Shawnee County's Road Maintenance Fund. So if there's any questions regarding that, I would be happy to try to answer them.
Is there anyone from Monmouth Township here today? Okay. Questions or comments regarding?
And just, I think you believe you've seen it, but they have signed this proposed, I believe they have, yes, they have signed the proposed agreement. So, and we've been working with our counselor's office staff, along with their counselor, their attorney, have been working out the language as we've gone along. So it's I believe, a well thought out document.
So just to make sure that we're clear, it's our employee, they're part of our bargaining unit, we pay all the benefits.
No, they will.
They pay the
They
benefits.
will, yes,
But we calculate the benefits, and then we send the bill to them and they pay us.
yes.
But for all intents and purposes, they are a county employee.
Yes.
Comment, and
Yes.
work is assigned much as it is now. I mean, your staff consults with their township board and takes direction and manages their budget and everything,
Yes.
correct? So,
For the most part. Now, on just general day-to-day items, we just go do it.
right,
But for instance, like if we're gonna chip seal certain roadways, we'll offer recommendations, but we get their final approval on, these are the roads we want to have chip sealed for this particular year.
right.
Or if they want to convert a road from gravel to chip seal, they will have to give us that final blessing before we do anything like that. That's a pretty significant expense.
Right, and just to make sure we're clear that this is only, right now, we only have contracts with Grove.
Grove and Monmouth.
And
yes.
Monmouth townships. All the other townships manage their roads independently of any contract of Shawnee County, so
Yes.
it's complicated.
Yeah,
And there's
but-
12 townships, and we contract with 2 to maintain their roads, and this is just another addition then
Right.
to the contract.
And the others are standalone,
Right,
yes.
right.
And Tom,
But thank you for clarifying that, Commissioner. Yes, Commissioner Cook?
we are still charging them for any of the equipment that we use on the roadway.
Mhm, that's part of the
So this
contract.
doesn't change any part of that agreement.
Correct. Now, there has been some discussion, they have some funds that they believe that they might be able to try to purchase some of their own equipment, but that, we're still trying to figure out if that's something that can be worked out or not. And in those cases, if that person used that particular piece of equipment, we wouldn't charge them, but as of now, yes, we will charge them for all equipment and materials that we use to maintain their roads. Honestly, this is really no different than what we're currently doing. It just provides a person that's dedicated to be on their roads year-round. And like I said, when they take vacation or if they're sick, the township's gonna be funding that.
But the bottom line is, you see the value in it, Monmouth Township sees the value in it, so I'll make a motion to approve the contract as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Tom. Next item.
Item E, Information Technology. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 444-2014 with the State of Kansas for annual maintenance of election voter information system workstations in use at the Elections Office at a cost of $12,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. Pat O'Blender with the Information Technology Department. This item is, as the memo mentioned, for the annual maintenance for the Elvis election voter information system workstations that are in use at the Elections Office. Over the past several years, this item has increased in cost as time has gone by. Originally, these were the maintenance and development of this system was funded by the Help America Vote Act, which the funds ran out for that in 2012, I believe it was. And since then, counties have been responsible for carrying the load for maintenance and development. So the cost of that has increased quite a bit over the past, but this year the costs did remain the same as they were for last year, so we were happy to see that. The cost for that is $12,500 for 25 workstations, and I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you might have.
Questions for Mr. O'Blander?
I do.
Yes.
Why is this under the county IT and not under the elections office?
I don't have a solid answer for that other than that's the way it was originally set up several years ago and continues to this day. So,
I would ask that maybe we look at talking with our audit finance director as to whether or not this is a budget item for, I mean, it'll get paid one way or the other, but just under whose office this should be designated. So, but that would be my only just request, is we look at some of these contracts that's come up in the past as to who ultimately is responsible for those contracts. But I would move for its approval.
A second.
And you make an excellent point, Commissioner. A motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item E2, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 445-2014, amendment to Contract C 422-2013 with Computer Information Concepts for creation of custom software code that will allow the Tax Administration Solution application to create a daily update file at a cost of $1,080.
Commissioners, this item is to add some custom software code to the existing program that we've recently implemented as part of the migration of the tax system from the mainframe-based system to a system that's referred to as the Tax Administration Solution that we put into place in cooperation with Computer Information Concepts. One of the problems that we ran into with this system is that it does not provide the functionality that the mainframe used to in creating a file that's provided to our website that allows us to publish tax statement information for real estate tax statements. This information is very useful to mortgage and title companies as they go through and look for delinquencies and other items that they might need to look up. Currently, they're having to contact the treasurer's office and get that information. So we'd like to get this software code set up so that the TAS system will generate that information, deliver the file to the web page software, and allow that information to be published so that tax or mortgage and title companies can look this information up for themselves. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Questions?
I have none.
I have none. Move approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Bueller and seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item E3, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 446-2014 with FishNet Security for annual firewall maintenance at a cost of $25,522.10.
Commissioners, this item is for annual maintenance for our firewalls. It's one of the layers of security that we have in our system that defend us from attacks from the outside world on a regular basis. You can watch the lights flicker on this thing daily. As time goes by, you can see people hitting the Shawnee County network trying to penetrate our defenses. So it is a highly critical component in our security structure. The maintenance for this is $25,522 for the next year, and I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you might have.
Yeah, this is a critical component. for our IT and security of our information. So I'll make a motion to approve the contract as presented.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
Item E4, consider authorization and execution of contract C 447-2014 with Alexander Open Systems for annual maintenance of the core switches used in the county computer network at a cost of $7,684.80.
Commissioners, this item is for the core network switches. These are the units that serve as the central nervous system, so to speak, of our TCP/IP network. They are critical to the functioning of the entire computer network system, so it's important that we keep them under maintenance. As a side note, we will be asking next year for funding to replace these switches with newer models with better capabilities and higher capacities. However, these switches that we're asking for maintenance for will continue to be used in the network, and we would like to continue maintaining them. So we will be using them in the system. They'll simply be pushed out to the periphery of the network rather than serving as the core, assuming that we obtain approval to replace them during the course of the year next year. So don't be confused by the fact that, hey, we're buying maintenance for these, but we're going to get rid of them. That's not the case. We're going to transfer their roles to the periphery of the network rather than as the core. But it is important that we maintain maintenance for those during their lifetime. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Questions for Mr. Oblin?
I have none. I'd move for approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve the contract by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item E5, consider approval of request to purchase a 12-month Microsoft Software Development Network subscription at a cost of $1,673.
Commissioners, this item is a subscription that is required for us to put into place in order to obtain licensing that's required for some components we would like to deliver as part of our Team Foundation server product. This is the project management tool that we were talking about as part of our IT reorganization strategy. There's a component in there called a Release Management Server for Visual Studio that is only licensed through a MSDN subscription, and that's the purpose of putting the subscription into place. We will need to renew this each year, that we want to be able to use that Release Management Server, but that is the purpose of the subscription. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Questions?
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve the request by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. That motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item E6, consider approval of request to offer the Assistant Network Administrator position at a higher salary range, 30, Step 8, with an annual salary including benefits of $71,372.
Commissioners, on this item, we've recently been interviewing for the position of Assistant Network Administrator, which has opened up earlier this year, and we filled it at one point. That did not work out with that individual. We'd like to reoffer this position to another very well qualified individual. As we went through the interview process, we found someone that answered a lot of technical detail questions that we asked, customer service questions that we asked, references to virtualization, TCP/IP networking, a whole host of very finely detailed questions. This individual was able to respond in a manner that we felt presented them as a very highly qualified candidate. And I would like to offer that position to this individual. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Commissioner Cook, any questions?
No, I do not. This is an area that's in demand and is very key and critical to the organization. So I don't make this motion lightly, but I would move for approval of this request.
I'll second and note that it is within your budget currently,
Yes.
or in 2015.
That is
It's
correct.
2015,
This
okay.
amount would be within the amount that has been allocated
For
for 2014 and for 2015
Okay.
as well.
Very good. Yes, second.
Yeah, and Commissioner Cook pointed out that this is an area that's in demand. Engineers and accountants, they're all important. Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you,
Next item.
Commissioners.
Item F, Human Resources. Number 1, consider approval to create and advertise a new position of Director of Facilities Management.
The HR Director had an emergency and could not be here this morning for our meeting. I think the Finance Administrator had headed a team to look at this, and I'd like to conclude our business on this morning instead of deferring it. That's okay with the other commissioners. But I did want to ask Betty to give us a sort of an overview of the team and the reason that we're considering this facilities management department and director. So,
Well, at the excuse me, Commission's direction, we had some time ago, I can't even recall the timing right now, but we had a committee put together of department heads throughout the county and talked about the facilities management area, whether they thought that that would be an area that would be helpful to the county if we had a facilities manager. The county used to, and then there was a period of time where we did not have anybody in that position. And at that time, the facilities management kind of went back to Parks and Rec and was under the parks area of that. And it was a overwhelming consensus of the department heads of the county that this was a beneficial position, the director and having a separate facilities management department was very beneficial. It's one of those positions that then this person, this department, can evaluate what is best for the whole county, whether it's space, whether it's major building projects, any of those types of things, that it's one person that is looking at the whole big picture instead of each area looking at their own. So it was the committee's recommendation that we go forward on this. I know we discussed this at length when we were in the budget process, and at that point in time, we did budget for this position and for this department for 2015 Is there any other information?
No, and that's good. I would point out that it's been sort of a collateral duty to manage facilities, to look at real estate for example, the health agency building. It has been a collateral duty. I'm going to support this position. I think there's a value to it, and any time I look at spending money, I look for value, and I think there is a value to approving this. So I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
And I'll second. I'll note, Commissioner Archer, that you had some hesitation as we talked about facilities manager during the budget process and early on, and I'm glad to know that we've been able to show you the value in the facilities manager, and I'll wholeheartedly second that motion.
You show me a lot of things every time we have a meeting, Commissioner Cook. I will say this, and my particular problem with adding another leader to our senior leadership team was that this would have been the 17th position reporting directly to the commission. And if you're familiar with management theory and the span of control, it just got unwieldy. So that was my main concern. So in the next item, we're going to talk about reorganization and becoming more efficient and effective. So that was my main concern, Commissioner Cook. But I do learn something every meeting from you and Commissioner Bueller. So motion made by Commissioner Archer to approve and seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, say no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you very much, Betty. Next item.
Item G, Commission, number 1, consider approval of resolution number 2014-110, reorganizing the reporting structure of Shawnee County departments, awarding pay increases, and establishing a performance evaluation procedure for senior leadership.
Yes, and this resolution essentially implements and ratifies our discussion of last Thursday in the memorandum that we presented to the public. And again, it addresses 3 items. Number 1, reorganization of the senior leadership team. Number 2, salary increases for specific members of the senior leadership team. And then addressing a more systematic approach to performance evaluation of our individual senior leaders. So with that, I'll make the motion to approve the resolution. Commissioner Euler?
Commissioner, I wonder if we might, I do have a couple of questions that I want to clarify with the other commissioners in an executive session on non-elected personnel. I wonder if we might be able to delay this for just 10 minutes as we do that.
So you're asking for a recess to executive session on non-elected personnel?
Yes.
I would second that.
Okay. Motion made by Commissioner Bueller to go into executive session for a period not to extend 10 minutes. Seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. We're in executive session.
20.2% for mortgage registration tax on the principal. So those are the basic things, but there are a lot of complexities. A lot of things we're going to go ahead and just change, fix at the beginning of the year. We may as well. So we have updated the website, so you can look on there and see the 2014 fees and the 2015 fees. Are there any questions about that or anything?
Comments or questions for Register of Deeds?
Not a lot of control we have over it, but good luck
Yeah.
implementing.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. We'll do our best. And, yeah, we will be ready to work hard on January 2nd. So,
Very good.
thank you.
Thank you,
you.
Becky. Are there others?
Good morning, Commissioners. John Knight, Parks and Recreation. To try to streamline some communication here, I know he's been busy all morning this morning sending everybody emails and kind of hinting at the fact I did want to make sure everybody knew that today was Randy Luby's birthday. So,
Yes, he is.
Thank you, John.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rich Eckert, County Councilor. As much as I hate to follow anything Randy Luby related, we do have to talk about our legislative priorities for the year 2015. Today, I meet with the local delegation at 11:30, and I wanted to go over a little bit of what I'm going to talk about and take any ideas that anybody may have. We sent out an email to all the department heads a while back soliciting their input, and we didn't really receive anything, which I think for the most part is a good thing. A couple of things that I think are important that we need to stay with is that, number one, the nuisances in our county continue to grow, and yet we don't have a mechanism to fix them. We can fix them through a court order by taking them to court, but we don't have a mechanism to repay the costs, and it's very unfair to make our property tax people who pay taxes here in the county and do things the right way to have to pay for those people who can't take care of their property for one reason or the other. So we will continue to do that. We had a summer meeting on this topic with the lobbyists from Farm Bureau and Kansas Livestock Association and tried to find some common ground. And I can't say it was the most successful of meetings, but we continue to talk, and we'll try to see if we can't get something done. The other problem that we had, and this one occurred in the last legislative session, and it literally popped out of nowhere. Nobody know why it happened or how it came to be, but the legislature unilaterally lowered the interest rate that counties collect on delinquent taxes. And the rate has been being lowered over time, and now it's to the point where I think that businesses have to realistically look at taking out a 2-year loan against county taxes, because I think that percentage rate is comparable with or even lower than they can get at banks. So we're going to continue to talk with our legislators about that, and that could be a real issue depending on what happens in the future. Last year it seemed we were really on the defense more than we were anything else. We had a lot of issues that the legislature was pressing upon us, and this year I think that we have a couple things that we have to really look out for. As the state tries to balance their budget, one way they could do that is to press their inmates down into county jails. And I think we have to be alert for that and be ready to talk to our legislators about not letting that happen. Transportation and infrastructure is going to be a big issue. Again, KDOT recently said that they are going to fully fund the 2015 and 2016 budgets. That was good news, but that's only 2 years. So we do want to stay in touch on that and make sure everyone understands what happens when the bank of KDOT becomes raided. And then again, CAPERS is going to be another issue this year, again, as they try to balance the budget. So we will keep an eye on CAPERS and look to see what will happen. And with that, I'll ask for any questions you may have.
Other questions for the county council?
I would just maybe add that, we always have to look at, as the state balances its budget, what other things they might press upon the counties and local municipalities. Things that we have to look out for are like the alcohol tax. We have to look at motor fuel tax. Those do have a huge impact on our local communities. And I understand that while the state might have budgetary problems, passing those along to the counties is not the way to solve the problem. So hopefully we can let our legislators know that.
But it is their preferred solution. Anything, Commissioner Bueller?
I think, Tom, you might have forwarded some information about the Willard Bridge and just keeping in mind the fact that we need some dollars to match the construction cost. And so I think the Shawnee County delegation is well aware of the need to replace that bridge. So just in any committees that they serve on at the transportation, level, and keep that in mind that we're looking for additional dollars for that bridge.
I will make it a bullet point today.
Okay.
Yes.
And I know Tom has he has it ready to go, all the information on the bridge, so
Good.
if you could get that, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Commissioner. Okay. Thank you. Other administrative communication? Commissioner Cook, anything?
No, it's just a very busy weekend, and we're glad to be here and back to work. So,
JADO meeting on
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Yes.
6 p.m.
Correct, at the City Hall.
Yes, City Hall. Next item, please.
Item 6, executive session.
There is a need, and I will make a motion that we go into executive session for a period not to exceed 20 minutes to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel, and that will include the commissioners only. And then I believe we need a consultation with attorney for the body or agency, which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship. And that would be with the commissioners and the county counselor only. And I believe that's all we have at this point. So, that is a motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. We're in executive session for 20 minutes.
Hey, Randy, I'm not fine.
do we?
So we can set stuff. So destroy all of it. Both of them. There were two? Oh, special pen.
Yeah. Okay, we can go back in.
The executive session has ended. We're back in regular session, and we are adjourned. Thank you for your attendance today.
To what? Oh, right now. Yeah.